Okay, in this tutorial I will explain how to configure a MTL WiMAX router from scratch, from the very beginning. So the first thing that you want to do is to make sure that there is a connection with your router, a Wi-Fi connection. Now I think I turned my Wi-Fi off, so let me just turn it on. There we go. So it's picked these two SSIDs that are broadcasting. So I'm just going to connect to the ZTE wireless network. I click connect and just wait for the connection to be established. As soon as that is done, you will see that it's limited, which means it's not giving out internet. I will open my favorite web browser so that I can log into the modem by typing in 192.168.0.1, and I get the admin interface, and so I put in my username, which is default is admin, and the password, which is admin as well for default. I click login and I get into there. So the first thing that I want to do is go to router and then get this MAC address, because I'm going to need that sometime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this MAC address, and then the next thing is to go to WiMAX settings, and I'm going to set my frequency. So here in the search mode, I will set the frequency list first, because that comes first, and then I'll set the frequency band in case it doesn't pick the frequency list. Now the frequencies that are used in MTL, first of all, I make sure that my bandwidth is on 10 meg, and so what I'll do is I'll go to frequency list, and what we do is we put the following frequency, which is 2.6 gigahertz. I think it's 2,620,000 kilohertz. So that is the first frequency, 262 and 4 zeros. Then the next one is 263 and 4 zeros, and the third one is 264 and 4 zeros. When I do that, I click on apply. The next thing I will do is to go to frequency band and do the same thing. Now here I will set the first frequency to 2.62 gigahertz, to 262 and 4 zeros, and the last frequency will be 264 and 4 zeros, and then that next frequency step is 10,000. So what you're telling the router is to start looking for the first frequency 262, and the last frequency will be 264, but between that it should be skipping by 10,000. And so what we'll do is we'll go from 262 to 263 to 264, which is the frequency list that we entered. As soon as I do that, I click apply. The next thing that I do is I go to my WiMAX authentication, and I make sure that the authentication selected is the last one, EAP /TTLS, and with that I have to upload a certificate. So I will choose a file, and I saved my certificate on desktop, and it was on ZTE certificate, but you're gonna browse to where you saved yours, and it's this certificate here, and I click open and I update, and what it will do is it will say updated successfully. Now here I'm going to remember that MAC address that I copied. I'm going to paste it in here, and I'm going to add at mtl.mw. But what I'll do is the MAC address will be without the colons, so I'll remove all the colons here, there, and there, so that it just reads a plain sort of string, or 021E7, but a MAC address will change depending on which router you're using. And at the beginning there, I'll put a curly bracket, a 1, and a closed curly bracket. So you put 1 between curly brackets, the MAC address without the colons, at mtl.mw, and here I will put my credentials, and so that I can connect, and then I click on apply, and it will lengthen the password, as you know. And that is how I set it up. And I'll just go to advanced, reboot, and so that I reboot my modem, and as you see there, it will lose communication with my web page, showing that the modem is probably turned off, and I will lose the connection here as well any moment from now, as the modem is resetting, modem router, whatever you want to call it. And I think it has finally reset, and I'll just look for my Wi-Fi. It should it should reboot, not reset. Reset is what will lose us all our settings. So as it reboots here, what I'll do is, there we go, I connect it again, and after I connect it, it should give me internet. And this page here is still not connecting, so what I'll need to do is I'll need to refresh this page, 192.168.0.1. I'll just, there we go, admin, and voila, we have connected, and we have a signal here. And if you go to one connection, then you can get all your information that I'm connecting to 2.63 kilohertz, gigahertz. I'm connecting to that frequency there, and basically I can go to Google, and I can, you know, do my everyday activities. And that is how you reset, or rather you configure your modem or your WiMAX router from scratch. Thank you very much.